Hi, this is Jack Berry. I'm with Kevin McKinley from Treetops Resort. He's director of golf, director of skiing, and he's in out of the snow today and looking forward to a great golf season. Tell us, Kevin, what have you got planned this year?
Well, you know, a lot of the same. We had a huge success in 2011, so 2012 we're not really going to change anything that wasn't necessarily broken.
Well, I was surprised last fall. I was there, I think, in late September and drove into the parking lot on a Monday, and I thought, you know, wouldn't be hardly anybody there. Parking lot was packed.
It's great to see that. I mean, not only for Treetops, but I know several of our competitors here up north have had really good seasons the last few years as well, and it's
you've always had a lot of terrific programs up at Treetops. You were kind of the pace setter in the state. With Rick Smith had the big break. The first big break was there. The par 3 shootout, and you've developed a lot of programs yourself. So let's see. There's the Patriots. There's what. Give us the whole rundown.
Well, I'll try to do it chronologically here as how they happen throughout the year. But actually, this next weekend, Art and his crew will be up doing the Amazing Race. So that's a takeoff of it's a winter program, a takeoff of the CBS television show, where racers at Treetops race around the resort and then into town, and they're doing tasks at certain areas in the resort, and they can't get their next clue until they've completed that task. So that's an absolute blast, and Art has sweat dripping down his face when he's done filming that one. So that is an absolute blast. That'll happen here next week, actually, in March on skis. As we get into the golf season a little bit, we move on to our Patriot Pro-Am, which happens in May, the day after Memorial Day, and that's a program through the Northern Chapter of the PGA that we raise funds for Camp Grayling, and then any additional funds are raised for the Folds of Honor Foundation, which is very near and dear to my heart. As we move into July, the Treetops Cup. This has been an event over the past couple of years that has really developed into a monster. In 2009, we had 8 players against 8 players, Canada against the U.S. in a Ryder Cup format. The next year, Canada went out and just recruited, I think, the whole country, and they brought 34 Canadians with them, and we had 34 Americans to compete against them. Last year, it was 38 against 38, so it continues to grow. Right now, as I sit in this chair, it's actually kind of gone the reverse way. I actually have 45 Americans signed up right now for this year's event, and I actually required a deposit this year, so I've got 45 people on American soil that have actually committed a deposit to this event. Canadians are a little bit slower. We need still Canadians, but I have about 26 of them as well. So we got over 60 players right now, 70 players right now, that have committed to play in the July 6th through the 8th Treetops Cup. Just an absolute blast. The camaraderie that they get, the Americans and the Canadians, it's definitely a competition, but by the end of the event, they're all buddies, and they're all putting their arm around each other, and they're all drinking beer together, and that is a fun event. So,
and then from midsummer, moving on a little bit.
Yeah, once we get into fall, it's like event after event after event, and we started off with the Labor Day, one that's near and dear to my heart, the Labor Day weekend Patriot Golf Day Shootout, and this is a benefit event for the Folds of Honor Foundation that was founded in Michigan by Major Dan Rooney on a Grand Rapids runway. The Buckland family is kind of the inspiration behind Patriot Golf Day as a national event, and nationally it's raised over $12 million in the 4 short years that it's been around. At Treetops, we invite the Buckland family to Treetops. They're our honored guests over Labor Day weekend. Last year we had a rock concert, a Christian rock concert on Thursday night. Then we invited players, military golfers, so military golfers from all over the nation could apply to be in the field for the first ever Patriot Shootout. And what that is we put 10 Patriots, or 10 military golfers, on the first tee of Treetops, and they played an elimination shootout until one person was left standing on the 9th green of Treetops. Wow. And that winner was allowed to name a scholarship after the person of their choice. So they Eric Meisner was our winner this past year. He's a former Army Ranger, and he had met Leroy Petrie, who is a Medal of Honor winner. Obama gave him a Medal of Honor in 2010, and in 2011 Eric Meisner won the opportunity to name a scholarship after Leroy Petrie. So really cool event there. And then the rest of the weekend consists of an opening ceremony. We actually had a little air show last year. We had a little biplane that was doing all kinds of air tricks last year. We also have Glow Golf, where we light up the entire tradition course, and it's not just the green glow that you normally would see. It's red, white, and blue glow golf. So all the balls are red, white, or blue. All of the lighting that kind of lights up the golf course so that you don't drive into a bunker are red, white, and blue. And it's one of the coolest events that we have up there. So that's all part of the weekend. And then it's a 45-hole tournament that any player doesn't have to have military affiliation. You kind of got to have a heart for the military and want to support the military. But all weekend long, we're supporting. We have a silent and live auction. We have a rock band, a kids rock band that comes in, and they actually play patriotic music at the dinner. So a lot goes on for the Patriot Golf Day Shootout.
Well, it certainly has been very successful.
All these events have been great, and you know, the one that I haven't talked about yet here is the Pepsi Fall Charity Invitational. This year, 2012, marks the 25th anniversary of the Pepsi. So this is actually the garment that we had last year. You can see the Pepsi logo on it. This next year, we're actually doing a short sleeve pullover that's waterproof, and it's actually going to be a little bit more expensive piece than we normally do. But we went out and we got a sponsor, and so this sleeve is going to be taken by Pepsi, and this sleeve is going to be taken by Acrisure, who actually came in and sponsored that garment. And you know, we're going to do some really special things for the 25th anniversary of the Pepsi. This event, over the years, over the past bunch of years, has gotten over 400 people in this one golf tournament. And same thing as what I was just mentioning, is we have the luxury of having Treetops. Well, we also have the luxury of having 4 championship 18-hole golf courses up there, and we can run a tournament like the Pepsi and have 400 people come up and play and be able to rotate different golf courses each day. But last year, 408 players came up to play in the Pepsi. This year, we're expecting much of the same. 432 is the absolute max that we can put in that event. We've done that one time. It's very, very difficult, actually. I like 408 way better, but if 432 players want to play in the Pepsi, by golly, they're going to play in the Pepsi. So 25th anniversary this year, so look for some special things that we'll be putting out on what we're going to do special for that. 25 years in the Mecca is, you know, something else, and it's not just a Treetops story, it's the rest of the golf courses that we have. And I know you've been talking to a lot of people at the other golf courses in the Mecca. You know, we're really thrilled to be able to offer our 25 on the 25th this year, $25 to come play any Mecca golf course on the 25th of the month. So people are going to want to check that out. I expect the tail end of all the months this summer to be very, very busy in Gaylord.
I hope it's busy all summer. Thanks, Kevin. Good talking with you. Kevin McKinley from
Thank you, Jack.
Treetops Resort.